Hi there. So the outcome of today's exercise should hopefully look like this. This is the Stonehenge satellite image interpretation. And sorry for the spelling mistakes. Hopefully at the end we won't get these. Now, to get such a picture, I didn't have any layers prepared. I just got all of them from internet, straight from internet. So what I actually did, I choose my browser and typed in Great Britain shapefile to look for a shapefile of Great Britain. So I could get these to throw on the map to show where the Stonehenge is placed. And I came out with different possibilities of downloading a shapefiles. OpenStreetMap Data Extracts is a website where you can get the shapefiles from all around the world. But they are quite heavy, so I looked into the global administrative areas, and they might not get very exact, very precise shapefiles, but they will be quite fine for us for today. So you can go to these global administrative areas, gadm.org, and you can download the data by country, or you can also download for the whole world, but we will be just happy with the country today. And we'll be looking for Great Britain, probably will be in UK, United Kingdom. Yep, and shapefile, and it says that it will be in World Geographic Coordination System 84 datum. So I'll just click OK, and then download. Then I'll wait for the download, which should be pretty fast. Now in that time we can already open our QGIS project. Okay. And let's start with the blank spot. There should be nothing here. I already prepared some shapefiles during preparing this exercise, so I have them here, but you should have a blank spot. And while they are already downloaded, I'll check what they are, and I'll just get them out of here, and I'll put a new folder on my desktop, and I will call it Stonehenge H. And then I'll put my zip files here, and I will extract them here. Okay, they're extracted, and now I will make a new folder just to have a good arrangement of stuff, and I will say vector. And this is the folder where I will keep my vector files, so they won't get messed up later in the work. And maybe here I will put a raster files. I've already prepared my folder for that, and now I'll go back to QGIS, and I will put in those vector files. I can do this in different ways. I could either throw it like that. I'll just take the shape files, this and this, and I'll just throw them here, and then I will zoom to the accent, the layer of the accent. And here I will look through what I got from them, and actually this is the Great Britain, and then probably administrative areas, and then different countries of Great Britain. So probably I won't be using one of these, but then we'll see later on. Now I will put my Great Britain folder so I can store my data so they won't get messed up later during the work. Now let's have a quick look on what we want to get. And this is the map, and probably we'll start with producing those two maps, and then we'll go to produce this map and then the whole thing. So first we need to look for the Stonehenge, and there are probably two ways of doing that. Well, the first thing is I typed in Stonehenge and then Wikipedia, and then on the right corner, up corner, there are some coordinates. So I'll just click on those coordinates, and it gives me also the coordinate in seconds, but also an other datum, and then this one I'll be using. It's all in 84 datum. So I'll go to my QGIS. I open my project. Well, the best thing is to also save the project, and so later on it won't be lost if something will error down or something like that. And there are different ways, but I'd say manage and install plugins. Searching the repository, and then I would say the best would be doing it in two ways. The first one would be installing a plugin that says zoom to coordinate or zoom to point, but we'll be using zoom to coordinate. And then the other one that we'll be using is numerical digitize. It's even more precise, but and faster. So we'll be using both ways to find the position of our Stonehenge. So go ahead and install those two plugins, numerical digitize and zoom to coordinates. As I have installed them already, I can use them right now. I'll show you the first one. This is zoom to coordinates and how we use our coordinates. So this is our x and y scales. So this will be our x scale. So I'll take this one and put it here, and then this is my y scale. So I'll be having this one and putting it here. And then if I use this one, it will flash me the point where actually it is, or I could use zoom to point, and it will get me closer. But it won't get me close enough. So what I will do, I'll use my magnifier, and I will just try to get as close to the point as I want. Probably here. And here you can see how the scale changes. Always keep track on what coordination system you're working right now. And we're about 50,000, so let's get closer. And close. Okay, we're quite near in such a scale. We probably can hope that we're quite precise. So I'll keep this one, and I'll put up a point layer, which I can, maybe I will name it stone, maybe not, maybe I'll name it. I'll just put down name, add this attribute, and I'll get rid of this one, and I'll say okay, and then I'll, on my computer, on my desktop, I will get my folder, which I will be saving my data, my vector data, and I will call it Stonehenge, but maybe point, so that I'll know what kind of layer it is, and I will say okay to that. And I will zoom again, so it's probably somewhere here. Okay, this one helped me down, so I'll just take this layer, use it, add a feature, and then I'll see if I'm correct, and I'll put it here. And there's a name, and so I'll say Stonehenge. And maybe I'll take my data source, and I'll use zoom to coordinate. So I'll use zoom to coordinate. So I'll know where my data came from, and this is probably where the Stonehenge is. So I'll get rid of this one, and I will show you another way of putting down or looking for your points that you're looking for is the numerical digitize. So when you install this plugin, it will show you a new icon here, numerical digitize, and here you can also put the X and Y coordinates. So here are my Y coordinates, and I'll put them here. And then here I'll put my X coordinates. And then all I should do is keep track of the rest of the project, and it's fine. And I say OK to that. A new dot should appear, or maybe a new point. And if I zoom down, you see that I didn't actually miss it a lot. So, but the other way probably would be the faster way to do it. But then I'll save my layer and it's fine. Okay, but probably I will want only one point to show me on the map, because if I would maybe zoom back to the layer extent, and then if I would change the way how it appears, I can do it by double clicking and maybe choosing a triangle as I did use it before, and maybe make it red, and I will say apply. Well, those triangles actually match very fine, so there should not be a problem. But if I go to zoom layer extent, you can see that there are two of these. So probably I should get rid of one, and here is the way of getting rid of one. So I'll go to toggle editing mode, then go to my attribute table, and I'll be getting of the one that says zoom to coordinates, and it's probably less precise. I will see actually the distance, and the distance in degrees, so I'll be using this one right now. I will use it later. And it didn't show a lot of, well, I should change that in the project. So I will be using this one right now. I'll just close it. But I'll still be getting rid of one of these attributes, and it will be of the second one. And here, delete the section select feature. I found that, yes. And I'll rename this one to Stonehenge. And I'll save that, and I'll close it. And I'm fine with only one, which probably should be more precise. Now we'll zoom back to the extent layer. And this is my the position of my Stonehenge and the map of Great Britain. And I'll change the properties of it because I'm not happy how it looks like. I'll say white and apply, and I say OK. And this is just fine for me, so I will just go ahead and print it out. I don't have any composers yet, so I'll go ahead and say GB for Great Britain, and I'll say OK. Now, I'll be adding it as a small picture, as you see on here. So I'll probably make a it's in millimeters, so I'll probably make 100 by 100, and it will be just fine enough. If I want to zoom to it, then I'll just use my magnifier, and this is even too close for me, so this is just fine. And I will add a new image, add a new map. I drag it through, and here's my map appeared. If I want to move it, I use the move item content, and I move it all through, and then I go to item properties and I change the scale, probably maybe to 5. Yeah, this is looking better. Maybe 5. And it's 5.5 million, and it's just fine for me. So I'll still keep with this tool, and I will drag it maybe a little bit. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Now all I'm missing probably is a north arrow, but I won't be using this one this time. I'll be just using maybe a new scale bar, and I will put in my scale bar here. Probably I would like it to be in the middle, but we'll see how it will look like. And units are fine. I will just keep 4 of these from the left, and I want the units to be okay. And maybe let's make it 3. And okay, since it will be a small picture, it might be better for it to look a little bit smaller, but then we'll keep it this way. Let's see if it will be somewhere. I'll try to make it somewhere in the middle. And the middle is right here, as it shows me this scale. I'll move it up a bit. Just fine. And now here it cut me a bit, so I will just get rid of the background. And let's move it. So we'll see. The background is still there. Okay. Because I want to get rid of this background. Yep. Now we got rid of it, and if we move it up or down, we can see that the background is gone. And probably okay, fine. Now if I have this ready, so I can go ahead and print it out. I'll print it out as a JPEG file, and I'll say, and I'll put it in my Stonehenge folder, and I'll say yes, and I'll see GB maybe one. No, yeah, maybe GB1. Okay, now I'm fine with this composer. I can save the composer right here. Save project, and I will quit the composer. And now I'll be getting my more precise data to show on the map is the width share. So I'll just see where it is. Oh, okay, it's in this layer, 8DM2, and all I need to do is get a little bit closer to this layer, and this is how I'll do it. I'll select this feature, and I would save it as a new layer because I want to get rid of those the others that are all around it. As you see, it's just this part that is showing, not all the others. So I mean, I could keep it, but that's just for exercise. So I'll save selected as, and I'll type down how's it called? Width share. This is what I'll type down, and I'll say keep no add saved. Now see leave this one. It's fine. And now it added me a new layer. I can get rid of that, and I'm happy with this. So I just need to change the properties as before, and I will go to white and say OK. And now I can use my old composer. So I'll just go and show. And if I move around like this, it should, yep, it's just fine. Maybe not really fine, so I need to change it. I go to item properties, and the way it will be, I will change the scale. Now it's 5. Oh, it's gone somewhere, so let's see where it is. Well, I'll keep maybe more distance to it. Okay, it's sticking here. So all I need to do, I'll take it out and drag it, and then I'll see what would be the best for me to show it in. Maybe 5, not 5 is not the best. I'm too much so probably. Yeah. So I'll take it and drag it. This is probably the view that I would like to see. So I just need to change the scale bar. So I'm using this tool, select move item, and right now I should be editing my scale bar, and this is just fine. All I need to do maybe just the unit. Yeah, it will be in kilometers, and yeah, I'll move it a bit. Okay, this should be just fine for me. So I'll just go ahead and print it out, also as an image. Well, okay, we'll share. And I go ahead and save it. And I can now quit the composer. And now we'll be moving to the second part.